Hi, I'm Randy Zielsdorf with Advanced Vapor Technologies. Congratulations on the purchase of your 2350 Ladybug Techno. We believe it's the finest multi-use system available anywhere in the world. At Advanced Vapor Technologies, we want you to utilize your system throughout your entire home or business, and at the same time create a healthier environment. We also want your system to perform perfectly for years to come, and that's why we put together this presentation. Please watch the entire presentation because we feel it'll answer all of your questions. Thank you very much. Let's get started.
Setting up your Techno. To begin, let's explore the Ladybug Techno's unique carrying case. This is how you'll want to transport your Ladybug Techno when moving the system to other places outside of your home. First, unzip the upper compartment and remove the Ladybug and its hose. You'll find the accessory compartment in the lower zippered part of the case. The large wooden handle allows you to safely and comfortably carry your Ladybug anywhere. Now we're ready to go over the basic operations. Step number 1. Filling the system with water. Let's start by filling your Ladybug with water. Lift the fill cover located on top of the system under the carrying handle. When empty, the cold water reservoir holds 2 quarts of potable water. If you want to use the funnel provided, it's best to remove the small filter from the fill port opening first. If you're using a water container that has a pouring spout, you can leave the small filter in place. Be sure that the water container is clean and has never been used with any chemicals. If the system has been turned on, do not touch the brass metal cap located between the fill port and the handle. This is the boiler drain cap you'll remove when draining the boiler. Be careful, as this drain cap can be very hot. Never let children play with the system. Their small fingers can reach into this area below the protective ridge and touch the cap. After filling the system, snap the rubber fill cover back into place over the filling hole. Step number 2. Powering up the system. The Techno should only be plugged into a grounded outlet. Never unplug the system by pulling on the cord. Remove it by pulling on the plug itself. The cord is 16 feet long and should easily reach an outlet near your work area. Step number 3. Turning on your system. There are 2 switches, one for the main power and one for the iron. There is a line drawing of an iron on the iron switch. Press the main power once to turn the system on, and once more to turn the system off. When switched on, the indicator light on the top left of the nameplate should light up. Step number 4. Heating up the system. During the initial heat-up mode, notice the following lighting sequence. First, the power indicator light located here will light up when the switch is first pushed down. Located on the far right of the 4 indicator lights is the red out-of-water light. It will light up anytime the cold water reservoir is empty. When the red light is on, the system will not release steam from the boiler. The initial heat-up will take about 6 minutes. The green light is your initial ready light, and the first time it comes on, the system is ready to burp or purge the air from the boiler. The green ready light is located just to the right of the power indicator light. After the system has reached optimum pressure and the green light lights up the second time, you're ready to begin. The green light will cycle on and off during use. This is normal and consistent with the system operation. Anytime you allow the system to remain inactive for a period of time with the power on, the blue light will come on. It's located here between the ready light and the out-of-water indicator light. The blue light tells us that the machine is now in the power save mode. If the blue light is lit for some time, you'll need to pull the trigger until the light goes out. Monitor the digital gauge for about a minute until the system has reached max power. Step number 5. Inserting the hose connector. To attach the hose, open the door located just below the tanks label. The rectangular hose connector has a small red button on it and is located at the opposite end of the hose from the steam gun. Insert the hose connector into the socket until it clicks into place. To remove the hose, depress the red button and pull the hose out. The Ladybug should always be stored with the hose removed. This will minimize wear and tear. Step number 6. Using accessory tools. Attaching accessory tools is very easy with the Ladybug Techno. All the tools have a bayonet-type joint. To connect the extension handle to the steam gun, or to connect accessories to the steam gun, just insert and push the pieces together. To detach the tools, turn the ring clockwise and pull the pieces apart. Step number 7. Operating the steam gun. This portion of the hose is referred to as the steam gun. The trigger is comfortably placed just below the steam gun handle. To avoid pulling the trigger accidentally while removing or adding accessories to the steam gun handle, please be sure to engage the trigger lock located here by pushing the button fully from left to right. To disengage, push this button to the left. The Easy Set Steam Volume Control is located here on top of the steam gun and is used to set the steam volume to either low, number 1, medium, number 2, or high, number 3. The appropriate setting for most applications is number 1, the low setting. This is your hottest, driest steam setting and also the least likely to blow debris to other areas. Step number 8. Choosing the right tools. It's important to choose the right tool for the job, and this might take some experimenting. For large areas, use the large rectangle floor brush. Never try to hold a towel in place with your hand because the steam escaping from under the towel can burn you. This is how you towel the floor brush. First, fold the towel like this, leaving about 2 inches at the top. Next, lock the 2 spring clamps by pressing on the word "open" to lock the clamp in an open position. Pull the back corner of the towel through the clamp and hold it while placing the side in and holding both the corner and the side. Now finish by pulling the top corner over and releasing the clamp. Press down firmly on the clamp, making sure it holds the towel securely. Now repeat on the other side after giving the towel a quick tug and pulling the towel firmly to the side. Smaller areas will require the use of the triangle brush or one of the smaller brushes. To towel the triangular brush, fold the towel as you did for the large floor brush. Place the triangular brush in the middle and pull the towel to the front under the left clamp. Do the same on the opposite end. Now pull the right corner over to the left clamp, and then the left corner, while tucking in excess material, over to the right clamp. Press down firmly on both clamps, making sure they hold the towel in place. If you're using a brush without a towel attached, remember that the heat is pulling contaminants up to the surface, but will not remove them. You'll need to remove the debris by hand wiping the area. When possible, attach a towel to the brushes with the clips provided by the individual tools, or with a rubber band placed around a towel wrapped over a nozzle and brush like this. Narrow areas may require one of the Hydro Tube tools. For tile and grout lines, use the nozzle tool with either the small brass or nylon brush. Always begin with the least aggressive brush, which is the nylon brush. Floors typically require the large rectangular floor brush. Applications. Windows and mirrors. When cleaning outside windows, the outside temperature should be at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit. For windows and mirrors, begin by cleaning with a toweled triangular brush. Then use the window tool to finish up. For best results, keep the window tool at an optimum angle to the glass. Check to be sure the rubber squeegee is clean, and if necessary, clean it with steam. In tight areas, you might find it easier to work with the tool without a towel attached. In this case, you'll need to remove the loosened soil by hand wiping with a towel. Kitchen. Cleaning the refrigerator, as shown here, is a great example of how using different tools can be effective. We'll start by using a toweled triangular brush on the front of the refrigerator. Now we can clean along the handle without a towel using the nozzle with the small nylon brush removed in order to reach into the tight areas. On the rubber seal, we can clean with the nozzle brush attached or without the nozzle brush and towel. This will remove mold and dirt and allow the door to seal better as the seal becomes more pliable. When working around the sink, we can use these same methods. You can see how the nozzle without a brush can reach even under the sink trim to pull out old grease and soils. The triangle brush on the countertop will reach into the pores of the surface, killing all types of bacteria. Without all of the chemical residues, your surfaces will feel cleaner. Use the nozzle to clean up other kitchen appliances, like the dishwasher. Using a Tough Kit, which is an optional accessory, we can easily tackle the oven. The heat breaks down the grease and pulls it to the surface where it can be simply wiped away. Remember, the heat does the work. So if you leave the tool in place for too long, or work an area too long, the heat will build up, and that surface will begin to pull the soil back in. Steam and heat work because the tool is hotter than the surface being cleaned. A great example of this is using a crayon to write a number on a tile, and then allowing the heat to pull it up out of the surface of the tile and into the hotter surface of the towel itself. We can do this without scrubbing. In fact, without even moving the tool at all. It will pull the soil, or in this case the crayon, into the towel and hold it without releasing it back to any other surface. That's why the towels can hold so much dirt without transferring it to another surface. Now that you better understand how the heat works, we'll return to the oven and show you how powerful the steam and heat can be. After we loosen the grease and soiled areas, we place the tool back on a towel and turn the steam on again. This allows the heat in the towel to pick up the loosened waste and condensation. This works better than trying to wipe it up by hand. Using the self-cleaning mode on your oven locks you out of your oven for hours while releasing unhealthy, carcinogenic gases into your home. It uses a lot of energy, it's hard on the equipment, and doesn't work well along the outer edge of the oven. You should never leave your chrome-covered oven racks in the oven in the self-cleaning mode. Steam will do a great job on the oven racks as well. Using the same method of cleaning with heat, we can tackle doors and walls. But just be careful not to leave the heat on the surface too long, because it could remove the paint. Also, be careful on areas where the paint is already compromised or on surfaces that were poorly prepared before painting. The Ladybug works wonders in every room of the house. Let's move on to the shower and tackle some tile and grout. Bathroom. We'll start with the nozzle and work the grout line and a few individual tiles. Working a grout line takes a little time, but once it's clean, you can keep it clean by using steam vapor with a large rectangle brush and a towel instead of normal mopping. With a small brush attached, move the nozzle across the grout line, slowly at first, to get some heat into the grout. Then, drawing the tool back, move it left and right as you softly scrub the grout. Use a towel and turn the steam back on, pulling the soil and moisture up into the towel. Then continue working on about a 3-foot by 3-foot area at a time. On a less soiled area, use either the triangular brush or the large floor brush without a towel. Remember, you're in a shower, so you can just turn on the water and wash the soil down the drain. Just make sure that the Ladybug isn't getting wet or is left standing in the water. If you're not in a shower, attach a towel to the brush, as this will save you time and additional steps in cleaning. When you're preparing to do a carpeted area, be sure to vacuum first. This will remove all of the particulate matter and save you time cleaning. Remove the spots individually first before cleaning the large surface of the carpet. For spots, start with the steam gun without any tool attached. You might want to pre-spray the area with Formula 212. Formula 212 is designed to work with the steam system and is very safe. You can clean without it. 212 may just save you some time and labor. Hold the steam gun over the spot about 6 inches above the carpet. This allows a little heat and moisture to begin lifting and separating the spot from the carpet, without setting the spot and creating a stain. After steaming the spot, use a clean towel to blot the spot and begin lifting it out of the carpet. After you've removed what you can see of the spot, you can go back over the area with a towel triangle brush or the large rectangle floor brush. If you want to raise the pile back up, use the triangle brush first without the towel. To remove the soil, though, you have to work the area with the towel tool. When the spotting is finished, you can now go over the carpet with a large floor brush with a towel attached. Don't forget to place the filler pad into the brush before toweling the tool. Work the tool across the carpet, going 2 directions, to get all sides of the nap. Work it slowly, a little more slowly than you would vacuum. Don't push down on the tool. You only need to pass the tool over the carpet. You don't need to scrub it. Don't stay in one place too long. Adding a third extension wand will allow you to stand more upright, and it will make it easier to push the tool across the carpet. If you're cleaning up after a pet, the first thing to do is to remove the bulk of debris. Again, this may be a place where you will want to pre-treat the area with Formula 212. Start with the steam gun, using steam over the area, and then blot. Finish up the area with a toweled triangular brush to remove the odor and kill the bacteria. Before cleaning a hardwood floor, you should also vacuum first. Then towel a large rectangle floor brush using a filler pad. With the steam volume set to low, move the tool across the floor as you did while cleaning the carpet. Because there is no nap, you don't need to work in 2 directions. The floor should dry very quickly. If your towel becomes too wet while doing large areas, replace it. The towel can be damp, but should not be wet. No wax floors should be cleaned the same way. To avoid the possibility of damage to your floor, never leave a brush you've been using face down on the floor while it's still hot. It's very important to remember to wash new towels before using them. There's so much sizing in them that when they're new, without washing them first, they'll not be absorbent enough and the areas you work will be too wet. Upholstery. Upholstered chairs and couches can also be steamed to kill dust mites and fleas, while removing soil and odors from the piece. It's best to use the triangle brush with a towel for this job. Always test your fabric for color fastness in an inconspicuous area to see if it can handle the heat. Some materials may be vulnerable to the high heat generated by the steam system, such as some velour fabrics and some leathers. Always test first before using the steam system on these. If cleaned often, it may be necessary to add a conditioner back into the leather. Bedding. We wash our bedding often and use the dryer to dry the bedding. This will normally kill dust mites. But how do you treat the mattress for dust mites? Steam vapor will do a great job while it freshens the mattress too. Use one extension handle, a toweled triangular brush, and work slowly across the mattress, letting the heat do the work. The pillow can be steamed as well, using the same method. Decks. Your steam vapor system is the perfect choice to clean slimy mold and algae from your decks. Because the heat kills the spores, your decks will stay cleaner longer. Because the steam is so dry, it's best to spray down the deck first by using the garden hose. Work about a 3-foot by 5-foot area at a time. And, without working too hard, lightly scrub the deck with the triangle brush without a towel. Then just spray it off with a hose. This is not only effective, it's far better than a chemical wash for the wood, the plants, the earth, and your health. Many people clean their decks with power washers, but quickly discover that it removes too much wood and tears up the deck. You'll love the results when using steam vapor. Additional applications. There are just too many applications to demonstrate in this presentation. As you experiment with the system, you'll be amazed with the diversity of applications, all without chemicals and with superior results. Small objects are hard to hold safely, so be very careful and try not to hold the objects with your fingers, but lay them in a towel or use a vise with a towel. How to refill your Techno. Because the Techno uses a 2-tank system, you can refill it with water safely and quickly at any time. If the system no longer emits steam while pulling the steam trigger, an audible alarm is heard and the red out-of-water light comes on. Then you have to add more water in order to continue. The proper procedure is to turn off the power switch, lift the water cover and tuck it back under the handle. Pour in the right amount of water, snap the water cover back over the fill port, and then turn the system back on. You're now ready to continue steaming. When you're finished, just press the power switch once. The front power light should go off. Now unplug the system, remove the hose, and put your Ladybug away. Maintaining your Techno. Your Ladybug Techno is equipped with the patented Tanks system. While Tanks prevents scale buildup, it's important to drain the boiler once a month to remove any sediment that may have accumulated. This should be done only when the system is cold. Never open this brass cap if it feels warm. Wait until it's cool to the touch. To drain the boiler, first use the Allen wrench to remove the brass boiler drain cap located here. Then simply turn the system upside down and allow the boiler to drain completely. Replace the brass cap and tighten it by hand, and then just a bit more with the Allen wrench. Next, fill up the cold water reservoir and then plug in the system and turn it on. The system will then begin pumping water back into the boiler. You may need to add more water to the reservoir as the system restores water to the boiler. It may take about 2 minutes to complete the pump cycle.
Well, that about wraps it up. Remember, there are so many things that your Ladybug Techno can do for you, it's impossible to show you everything in this presentation. So it's important for you to experiment and try all kinds of things. I bet you're excited to get started. I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. One, remember to slow down and let the heat do the work. If your brushes look all scraggly, it means you're scrubbing way too hard. Again, slow down, let the heat do the work. My wife always likes to tell people to leave the machine out for a while, about 2 weeks, so that you remember to grab it instead of the chemical that you're used to using. If you come up with additional questions, call the dealer that you purchased your machine from, or feel free to call Advanced Vapor Technologies. Congratulations again on the purchase of your 2350 Ladybug Techno, and thank you for watching this presentation.